On the midday update, I'm Laz. The trade continues. In earlier midday updates, I talked about controlled pullbacks. Traders are looking to buy controlled pullbacks. They're looking for stocks that have uptrends, buying controlled pullbacks. That is the trade that has worked and continues to work. So what I want to do over the next few minutes in this quick video is just kind of highlight a couple examples of those. So if you're not participating in this market, you got to focus. You got to change your focus and look to some of these types of trades for opportunities. So we're going to start here. We're going to look at the S&Ps. Here's the spiders. Controlled pullback, rising 8 period. Not a big buy setup here, and this one's still. I believe the S&Ps could still languish here for a few more days before, we firmly have the 8, under it. I like when the averages are firmly under the actual stock. So, a little bit of separation here, but this one, again, everybody's looking at this and saying, okay, well, we had a nice controlled pullback off of this big move. Is this going to result in another buying opportunity? And I suspect that you're going to see a more aggressive buying opportunity when these averages are actually under the underlying price. But a couple stocks that are very noteworthy here, and again, just to highlight an example of what I'm talking about. Here's Visa, right? This is an example of a controlled pullback, 2 to 3 bars down into the average, where you can see getting some follow through today. Estee Lauder, another stock that looks like it wants to break through 62. Will be a nice breakout type of play. So a lot of eyeballs up here on Estee Lauder. Amazon, very controlled pullback into the rising 8. You can see this 8 has firmly been in control. Another opportunity traders are looking at for some long, for possibly another new high type of trade here. Google, holding these averages, riding. Now, eventually at some point, these stocks generally will have a big breakaway type of move, where you get that exhaustion trade to the upside, because these moves are very, very deep, meaning, this is not a new type of trade or a new type of trend. The stock's been holding these averages and has been steadily rising for the better part of 6-8 weeks. So keep your eye here. Keep your eye out for that breakaway type move. Usually when a stock stretches way off the 21, that's when you get that snapback to occur. A couple other ideas that I think people are starting to look at, for trades. SGEN, nice controlled, a little bit of a deeper pullback with a flatter average, but a low risk long down here, in my opinion, against yesterday's low. Again, just some trade ideas that I think are worth watching, because this is really where traders are making money. LinkedIn, another controlled pullback. You can see tailing up off of the 8 yesterday, getting a little follow through today. So that trade continues to work. And these are the things that I think, if you're not looking for that, that's where you need to position yourself. Find the trending averages, the railroad tracks higher, and buy those pullbacks of stocks that are holding and rising and making higher highs and higher lows. We're also going to take a look here at Apple. Apple, languishing a little bit, not quite the trade that it was, even though it's making higher highs. You can see consistently, I got to make this nice and big here. The stock, tends to make a higher high each day, but not a lot of impulse or follow through or momentum in this trade. This to me is a stock that is potentially due for a pullback, and I like it as a long, but I like it more against, possibly the 21 down here. Versus being long up here. It tends to be, and I said this earlier in the week, a tired long was the phrase that I used, where it's still a long and it's still in an uptrend and still making new highs, but it just doesn't have that follow through and that impulse that we're so accustomed to with this stock. So, little, I'd say cautious up here on the long side. I'd rather be a buyer on, maybe a 3 to 5 day pullback here in this stock, if and when that trade occurs. So, I'd be on the sidelines there. I know Apple's a beloved stock, and it's been a great trade. It's made a lot of traders a lot of money over the last, year or so. But to me, a little tired up here. So I prefer to get involved with this one on any pullback. Goldman Sachs, 3-day pullback. Again, like I said, with the S&Ps and very similar to Goldman, I think it'll have a little firmer support when it actually pulls back to the 8 EMA. That is this blue line. That's around 118.30 right now. So I think Goldman's sort of still languishing here. Not necessarily a trade to the long side, certainly not a short by any stretch. I'd like to see how it reacts or bases, with this average underneath. So maybe some more time there. So there are a handful of stocks that, you know, I think are very, very good long setups right now. There are a couple things we're watching, waiting, you know, a little more time, let some bases build, let the averages catch up. You might see some follow through to last week's big, you know, big upside. If we do go back to the S&Ps, just to kind of show one last thing, the weekly of the S&Ps, again, this is, you know, we're now midweek. Very, very tight weekly bar here so far. Where, you know, we haven't gone through last week's highs. So, and I suspect we might stay like this for the week. I like to look at weekly charts. They generally give me a very good indication of what's going on. If we can, over today, Thursday, Friday, you know, muster the energy and trade through last week's highs, you could see another, you know, sharp pop to the upside. But as it stands right now, it's a very, very small candlestick, very tight bar. And you're seeing that type of price action if you look at a 60-minute, you know, again, not quite the enthusiasm. Candlesticks are very, very small. And while we have turned up here, and this does look like a buying opportunity, I wouldn't go chasing price. You know, I still think, you know, we could see 1 to 2 more days of sideways consolidation here before, you know, any real impulse or momentum steps into this market to the upside. So that's my take. There you have it. It's a very good tape for both swing traders and day traders. You know, you focus on stocks that are trending higher, focus on, you know, those types of buying controlled pullbacks with uptrends. You're going to find that you're going to put yourself in positions of low risk. And that's really what matters most. As always, a planned trader is a profitable trader. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.
Hi, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer for T3 Live, and I would like to invite you to join us on October 6th and 7th in New York City for our first annual T3 Live Active Trader Super Conference. The 2-day event will focus on what we believe to be the 5 keys to being a successful trader. We will teach you the strategies, tactics, and mindset we take to the market every single day, and you will leave the Super Conference with a personal step-by-step success blueprint. Visit T3Live.com and click on the Education tab on the top of the page and watch preview videos of this event. Seats will fill up quickly, so be sure to reserve yours today. My colleagues and I look forward to meeting you. Have a great day.